Imagine standing at the edge of a cliff, the wind whipping around you, your heart pounding as you decide whether to leap into the unknown or retreat to safety. What drives some to jump while others step back? In The Art of Risk, Kayt Sukel, a science writer who once swam with sharks but now hesitates at a marriage proposal, dives into this question with a blend of neuroscience, psychology, and raw human stories. This isn't just about daredevils scaling mountains. It's about the risks we all face daily: love, career, life, ready to uncover what makes us tick. Kayt Sukel begins The Art of Risk with a deeply personal confession. She's lost her mojo. Once a self-described risk-taker, traveling war-torn regions with an infant strapped to her back, she now finds herself in the predictable rhythm of suburban life, a single mother with a minivan and a mortgage. The catalyst for the book arrives in the form of a whirlwind romance. After just 6 weeks of dating, her boyfriend proposes. This unexpected leap into potential matrimony jolts her into questioning risk itself. Why does she hesitate now when she once embraced danger? What is risk, really, and why do some thrive on it while others shy away? Sukel doesn't just ponder, she investigates. With her background in cognitive psychology and a knack for accessible science writing, she embarks on a journey to understand risk-taking through the lenses of neuroscience, psychology, and real-world experience. The book is structured in 4 parts, each peeling back layers of what risk means and how it shapes us. The first stop is the brain, the command center of our decisions. Sukel introduces readers to the neurological underpinnings of risk, starting with a tour of key players. The amygdala, our emotional alarm system, the prefrontal cortex, the rational decision-maker, and the dopamine-driven reward circuits. She explains that risk isn't a single, tidy process, but a tug-of-war between emotion and logic. When we face a risky choice, say, betting $100 at a casino, our brain weighs potential rewards against possible losses, influenced by past experiences and current feelings. Sukel draws on fascinating studies to illustrate this. For instance, research shows that dopamine, the feel-good neurotransmitter, spikes when we anticipate a reward, pushing us toward risk. But the prefrontal cortex can slam on the brakes if the odds seem too steep. This internal calculator isn't foolproof, though. It's shaped by our unique biology. She cites the DRD4 gene, linked to dopamine regulation, noting that a variant of it correlates with bolder gambling in lab tests, especially among young men. Are risk-takers born, then? Partly, Sukel suggests, but it's not the whole story. She also explores how stress and emotion tweak this system. Acute stress can sharpen focus for some, like a firefighter rushing into a blaze, but overwhelm others, freezing them in place. Through interviews with neuroscientists, Sukel paints a picture of a brain wired for risk, yet endlessly adaptable, setting the stage for the human element. If the brain is the hardware, the people Sukel meets are the software, living examples of risk in action. She introduces a cast of professional risk-takers whose stories ground the science in vivid reality. There's Alex, a rock climber who meticulously plans ascents, debunking the myth of reckless impulsivity. "I'm not a risk-taker," he insists, revealing months of preparation behind each climb. Then there's a special forces operator who thrives in chaos, a Wall Street trader turned poker pro who bets big on calculated odds, and a neurosurgeon who holds lives in her steady hands daily. These interviews reveal a surprising truth. Successful risk-takers aren't wild gamblers, they're planners. The neurosurgeon, for example, spends hours rehearsing complex procedures mentally, turning high-stakes decisions into practiced routines. The poker player analyzes probabilities with a cool head, not a hot heart. Sukel ties this back to the brain, noting how deliberate practice strengthens neural pathways, making risky moves feel less daunting over time. She also delves into how risk varies across domains. For some, physical danger, climbing Everest, is the thrill. For others, it's emotional vulnerability, proposing after 6 weeks. Sukel reflects on her own life here, contrasting her past adventures with her current caution. Her son, a budding sensation seeker who's snorkeled with sharks, reminds her that risk-taking might run in the family. Yet she wonders how much nature versus nurture is. Why do some embrace risk while others recoil? Sukel unpacks the factors shaping our risk profiles. Age plays a role. Teens, with underdeveloped prefrontal cortices, are notoriously impulsive, while older adults grow more cautious as life's lessons pile up. Gender matters too. Men tend to take more physical risks, possibly due to testosterone, though women excel in social risks like confronting conflict. Genes, as noted earlier, set a baseline, but environment fine-tunes it. Sukel highlights how peers sway us. If your friends smoke pot or race cars, those acts feel less risky. She cites studies showing that social context can override biology. Your brain's risk calculator adjusts based on who's watching. Emotions amplify this. Fear can paralyze while excitement propels us forward. Experience is another sculptor. The more you face uncertainty and survive, the more confident you become. Sukel shares her travels in Africa, where each navigated crisis bolstered her resilience. Yet her divorce, a risk that didn't pay off, left scars, making her warier now. This personal thread weaves through the science, grounding abstract concepts in relatable stakes. In the final stretch, Sukel distills her findings into practical wisdom. Risk, she argues, isn't about blind leaps. It's an art honed by preparation, self-awareness, and adaptability. She offers a loose blueprint. Know your limits, practice your craft, and embrace failure as a teacher. The rock climber's ropes, the neurosurgeon's rehearsals. These aren't cheats, but tools for mastery. She challenges the stereotype of risk as reckless, reframing it as integral to life. Every choice, taking a new job, asking someone out, even crossing the street, carries uncertainty. The trick, Sukel suggests, is to tilt the odds in your favor through informed calculation. She admits this clashes with her youthful bravado, but it's a mature evolution. Her boyfriend's proposal looms large here. Does she say yes, armed with this new lens on risk, or play it safe? Sukel doesn't reveal her final choice, leaving it as a narrative cliffhanger. Instead, she pivots to the reader, urging us to see risk not as a foe but a companion. It's in the big moments, marriage, career leaps, and the small ones, trying a new recipe. By understanding its science and stories, we can wield it better, turning chance into opportunity. Sukel's voice is a standout. She's casual yet authoritative, like a friend explaining brain scans over coffee. Her humor shines through, calling dopamine a gene thing with a wink, making dense science palatable. Critics might find her breezy style too light for serious topics, but it broadens the book's appeal. Her personal anecdotes, divorce, motherhood, love, add warmth, balancing the cold data with human messiness. The book isn't flawless. Early chapters drag with repetitive brain basics, and some readers might crave more actionable, how-to advice. Philosophy gets short shrift too. Sukel sidesteps whether calculated risk loses its edge, a question that lingers. Yet her blend of case studies, science, and self-reflection keeps it engaging, earning praise from outlets like Scientific American and Kirkus Reviews. Key themes and insights, risk is universal. From adrenaline junkies to cautious parents, risk permeates life. Sukel redefines it beyond extreme sports, showing its daily presence. Nature and nurture dance. Biology, genes, brain wiring sets the stage, but experience, peers, and emotions choreograph our risk-taking. Preparation trumps impulse. The best risk-takers aren't reckless. They're meticulous, turning uncertainty into a manageable game. Personal evolution. Sukel's shift from daredevil to deliberator mirrors how risk appetites change with age, stakes, and scars. Kayt Sukel's The Art of Risk leaves us at a crossroads, not hers, but ours. She's peeled back the curtain on why we leap or linger, blending brain scans with stories of climbers and surgeons to reveal risk as both science and soul. It's not about becoming a thrill-seeker overnight. It's about recognizing the gambles we already take and making them count. So, what's your cliff? A job change, a confession, a dream you've shelved. Sukel doesn't hand you a rope. She hands you a mirror. Look into it. What risk are you ready to master? Share your thoughts below. Let's keep this conversation alive.